What if I told you that IPL is not just cricket, but a money-making machine? Yes, a business that prints billions every year. Have you ever wondered why billionaires fight to buy IPL teams? Why are brands ready to pour in millions for just a few seconds of ads? And how IPL has become one of the richest sports leagues in the world, competing with the likes of American NFL and English Premier League. In this video, we are going to break down the business of IPL like never before. How IPL makes money, where does all the money go, and why this tournament is a gold mine for the Indian economy. But before we begin, let me ask you one question. What do you think is IPL's biggest source of income? Is it tickets, sponsors, or broadcasting? Pause and tell us in the comments below and watch this video until the end and we will reveal the answer soon.
Right, he's got all of that. What a welcome shot for RCB 150.
Tata IPL champions, Chennai Super Kings and Mahendra Singh Dhoni.
Hi, this is Hiral and welcome to Level Up with Hiral, where we talk everything business, entrepreneurship and break down complex business topics so that you can level up your business quicker. IPL is a tournament that lasts just for 2 months but generates more money than some companies do in the whole year. And here's the real shocker. IPL is growing at a rate even faster than global leagues like the NBA and EPL. But how did it reach this level? See, the IPL was conceptualized in 2007 by the BCCI. The goal was to commercialize cricket, make it more entertaining, and attract massive corporate investments. Then finally, IPL was launched in 2008 by BCCI as a commercialized version of cricket, inspired by leagues like EPL and NBA. At the time, traditional cricket formats like Test and ODI were long, slow-paced, and didn't attract young audiences or advertisers the way football or basketball did. BCCI needed something new, something explosive. Thus, the IPL was born. So guys, what made IPL a hit from day one itself? When the IPL launched in 2008, nobody imagined that one day it would become bigger than international cricket itself. But from day one, IPL wasn't just a cricket tournament. It was an experience. And that's exactly what made it an instant success. Now see, unlike traditional formats like test matches that are dragged on for 5 days or ODIs that took up the entire day, IPL introduced a fast-paced 3-hour spectacle that fit perfectly into the modern lifestyle. It was cricket reimagined for Netflix generation. Quick, thrilling, wrapped up in prime time. But the magic of IPL wasn't just in its format, it was in the entertainment. They added Bollywood stars to add to the drama of cricket. Cheerleaders dancing to thumping music, stadiums buzzing with energy, and celebrity owners like Shah Rukh Khan and Preity Zinta cheering from the stands. For the first time, cricket had a red carpet rolled out for glamour, drama, and fanfare. Next, they made teams for different cities and states, so fans could cheer for their own home team. Just like fans across the world support their football teams in the EPL or NBA, Indians could now cheer for their own cities. Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, Rajasthan, etc. This turned every match into a battle of pride and identity. Above all this, they timed the matches perfectly. Matches were slotted at 7:30 p.m. when families gathered after dinner, children were done with their school homework, and everybody had time to tune in. To top it all off, IPL launched during the summer holidays, making it a household favorite for kids and adults alike. In just the first year, IPL exploded into a global phenomena. The best international cricketers signed up, sponsors lined up, TV viewership broke records, and over the years, its success only grew. Today, IPL is valued at over $16 billion or 1.3 lakh plus crores, making it one of the biggest sporting properties in the world. What started as an experiment in 2008 is now a cultural celebration. But today, IPL's brand value is greater than the GDP of some countries like Bhutan and Maldives. It's often called a cricket festival. But behind the scenes, it's a billion-dollar business that runs like a financial powerhouse. The real question is, where does all the money come from? And how do IPL teams that spend crores on players actually turn a profit? Let's break down IPL's multi-billion-dollar revenue model, including how the IPL makes money and how individual teams earn too. IPL generates money through 5 major revenue streams. The first, broadcasting and streaming rights. IPL's cash cow. If there's one thing that keeps the IPL money machine running at full speed, is its broadcasting and streaming rights. This alone contributes to a massive 60 to 70% of IPL's total earnings. From the very beginning, media companies knew IPL was special. Back in 2008, Sony Pictures Network grabbed the rights for 8,200 crores. Everyone thought that was huge until Star India came along in 2018, doubling the deal to over 16,000 crores. But the real game changer was in 2023 when Star India and Viacom 18 together paid a mind-blowing 48,390 crore. That's over $6.2 billion to air IPL from 2023 to 2027. That's the kind of money you'd expect for a tech company, not a cricket league. So why are these companies ready to shell out billions? Simple. IPL means viewership and viewership means ads. The more people watching, the more brands are willing to pay. And we're not talking small numbers. In 2023, Jio Cinema streamed IPL for free and broke all streaming records. Millions tuned in, proving just how powerful the IPL brand is. And broadcasters sell ad slots during matches. For just 10 seconds, brands pay lakhs, sometimes even crores. As a result, in 2023 alone, IPL generated over 10,000 crore rupees in ad revenue from broadcasting, title sponsorship and central sponsorships. The brand parade behind IPL. Every IPL season, it's not just about cricket, it's also a giant branding opportunity. And at the front of this money game are the title and central sponsors, contributing around 50 to 20% to IPL's total revenue. Remember when IPL first launched in 2008? DLF, a real estate company, was the very first title sponsor. The deal was worth rupees 200 crores, which seemed like a huge number at that time. But then came Pepsi in 2013, leveling up the game to 397 crore. And not long after, Vivo took over from 2016 to 2019 with a whopping 2,199 crore deal. That's when people truly realized IPL's branding power. In between, Dream 11 briefly stepped in during 2020 and 2021 as a temporary sponsor, and finally, from 2022 onwards, Tata grabbed the title rights. When a legacy brand like Tata steps in, you know it's a lot of money. But it's not just the title sponsor bringing in cash. There's a whole lineup of central sponsorships happening in the background. Brands like Dream 11, Cred, Upstocks shell out 100 to 200 crore every year just to be called official partners. Even the Empire's jerseys have sponsors. Companies like Paytm and Seat pay 50 to 100 crore to get the logo shown with every decision. And of course, the quirky strategic timeout sponsor, where brands like Max Life Insurance pay up to 75 crore just to show ads during these short breaks in the match. Now, all of this put together, in 2023 alone, sponsorships brought in a jaw-dropping 1,200 crore rupees. Franchise fees from teams. Now, while the players are smashing sixes and taking wickets, there's another game being played off the field. And that's the business of franchisees. Franchise fees are basically the amount a team pays to be a part of professional sports league. It is like a membership fee. In the world of sports, the league, that is IPL here, acts like the owner of the whole tournament. Teams like CSK or Mumbai Indians pay this fee to get the right to play in the league. And obviously, that spot comes at a big price. When you hear names like Mumbai Indians, CSK, RCB, you're not just hearing team names, you're hearing the names of multi-million dollar businesses. Just in case you're worried about the teams, they make way more than they spend. Apart from ticket sales and merch, teams earn from sponsorship deals too. From logos on jerseys to brand tie-ups, every inch square of real estate on the player's outfit is up for sale. Even team partnerships and digital promotions bring in crores. The BCCI also shares a part of the central revenue pool, which comes from the media rights and sponsorships. Over time, franchise valuations have skyrocketed. So when you're watching your favorite team play, remember, it's not just cricket, it's a business league with $1 billion scoreboard, ticket sales and stadium revenue. Now let's talk about the live magic of IPL, the roar of the crowd, the energy in the stadium, and the unforgettable vibe of a night. Every time you buy a ticket to watch an IPL match, you're not just booking a seat, you're becoming a part of a massive money machine. Most IPL stadiums can hold over 50,000 fans, and during the season, many matches are completely sold out. From college students buying 500 rupee tickets to VIPs shelling out rupees 1 lakh for premium hospitality boxes. Every seat adds up. But tickets aren't the only way the stadiums earn. Once you step in, there's food, beverages, merchandise stalls, and even premium lounges. All of this contributes to what's called match day revenue. Now here's how the money is split. Around 80% of the ticket revenue goes directly to the home team. The remaining 20% is taken by the BCCI as a part of their cut. This contributes about 5 to 7% of the revenue. Fifth, merchandising and licensing. I'm sure you must have seen someone wear a CSK jersey at an airport or a kid wearing an MI cap at school. It's not just fan love, it's a big business. IPL teams make money even outside the stadium with their merchandising and licensing. Anything with a team logo can turn into cash. Each team partners with popular brands like Nike, Puma, and other sportswear companies who handle production and distribution. In return, these brands pay licensing fees to the teams and the league to use their names and logos. Of course, this revenue might seem smaller compared to broadcasting or sponsorships, but it's a steady stream and keeps flowing all year round. And for fans, it's more than just a purchase. It's a way to wear their loyalty on their sleeves quite literally. This contributes about 3 to 5% of the revenue. How do the IPL teams make money? Now that the IPL as a league is raking in billions, you might wonder, how do individual teams like CSK or Mumbai Indians make money? Well, they have their own revenue streams too. The biggest chunk, about 40 to 50%, comes from the central revenue shared by BCCI, which includes a cut from the broadcasting and sponsorship earnings. Then comes team sponsorships, which contribute around 20 to 30%, where brands pay to be seen on jerseys, helmets, and everywhere in between. Ticket sales and match day revenue add another 10 to 15%, coming from packed stadiums, VIP suites, food, and beverages. Lastly, there's merchandising and licensing, which may seem small at 3 to 5%, but it's a powerful source of fan-driven income. Together, these revenue streams keep IPL teams not just afloat, but highly profitable. From a simple cricket tournament to a billion-dollar brand, the IPL is a business case study in itself. So the big question is IPL at its peak, or is there still room to grow? And if you are wondering, why do billionaires keep buying IPL teams despite the high price tags? Tell us in the comments if you'd like a video on that, and we'll break it down for you. If this video helped you understand the business side of IPL, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more such deep dives into sports, startups, and strategy. Ciao for now.